today.
I think normally I would be getting another biopsy soon, but I guess
You biopsy? You don't have a fiber scan out there?
no, we do now.
Get a
My doctor said he just convinced the office to buy one for him. So
get the fiber scan.
no, that's what I'm going to get this time. And I guess based on what my cirrhosis is looking like, you said
you have cirrhosis. I forgot. I thought you had just advanced cirrhosis.
He'll consider taking me off meds one more time and see if I stay in remission. But
do you have any hepatic encephalopathy?
I don't believe so. I don't remember what that is.
Well, it's when your liver is decompensated and it's unable to filter out like all the bilirubin and all the it's unable to do its job anymore, and the chemicals get into your brain and you start acting crazy.
Okay, I don't think that's ever happened.
Good. You're compensated. I worry for you, man.
Yeah. What is wrong with me now?
Autoimmune diseases are fucked up.
Oh, I thought I was muted.
Well, you weren't.
Well,
okay then.
Then my point stands.
Sorry you have autoimmune hepatitis, man.
I don't really notice it.
Who's laughing? That's not even funny.
Did you just laugh at? Did you just apologize to me for your disease?
He was talking to Spacey, you dickhead.
Oh, I thought you said sorry. I do.
Sorry, I have.
Because
either way, you would still be a dickhead if you replied that way.
Well, if he apologized aggressively because I wasn't muted, I thought I was.
I understand the issue. I understand the issue. Not me.
We're not talking about you now.
Okay.
Except in concept.
All right.
Yeah. Go outside. Go outside. Go outside.
Now I don't even remember what I was talking about.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
Well, I appreciate your sympathy.
It truly is sympathy. It's not empathy. It's sympathy because I've actually experienced it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your empathy then, in that case.
No. It's not empathy. It's sympathy. Empathy is when you haven't experienced the other person's plight. Sympathy is when you have.
Oh, I said sympathy first.
Yeah.
You're not appreciating it right, Spacey.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I understand what having liver issues is like.
Oh, I gotcha.
It
sounds like you've actually had worse liver issues than me.
I probably have.
Yeah.
It's a scary thing.
I've never really been that scared. Whatever happens, happens.
Well, I've come to that point.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm drinking again, so.
What were you saying, Lightbulb?
I thought empathy was you have experienced it, and sympathy was you haven't.
Yeah, that's exactly what was said.
School me, INTPs.
Empathy is having feelings for people for which you have not experienced their situation. Sympathy is when you have experienced their situation. Like, I have sympathy for you because I've experienced leg pain, and you've experienced leg pain. I have sympathy. But empathy is when you haven't experienced what they've gone through, but you have a feeling of.
No, I looked up the definition here. That's empathy.
Really?
No, the number 2 definition for sympathy is understanding between people, common feeling, support in the form of shared feelings or opinions.
Whoever said that, thank you. I mean, I was pretty sure I was correct.
Me and Susanna were both looking up the definitions as everyone was speaking.
I have sympathy for you. Both have liver issues.
I know I can count on INTPs to make my life better.
We tend to. If we're loved, if we're appreciated. It doesn't happen.
That TI is like a bedtime story. It just floats into my head.
INFJs are really the only ones who appreciate INTPs as that much, though, honestly.
Yeah,
Like, pretty much all my friends.
found that
are
often
INFJs.
happens.
I think it's because of the third slot TI. We want TI, and the purest form is in a TI DOM, and you can get it from ISTPs as well. But I think
They're not
it's a
intuitive like you
little.
are. Like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the intuition that
Who's
is
speaking?
with it.
Who's speaking?
Light bulb.
That's a real
I don't.
name.
I don't have a. I don't have an icon.
It's okay. I was just curious. I've never met you before, I don't think.
I haven't met you before either.
Nice to meet you. Like, well, what's your given name? I like to know people's given names as opposed to their chosen.
I've
Well,
tried.
I wish I could tell you, but nobody knows it.
Well, could you
Nope.
could you Facebook me and text it to me so I know? I won't. I promise I won't tell. I promise.
No, I do believe you, but nobody here has my Facebook or any of my contact information.
Why is that? You're interesting.
I like privacy.
anonymity, it's cool.
Anonymity.
I guess, like, if you wanted, you could just amputate yourself from the community whenever, and then without having to go through the deleting process on Facebook.
Well, if you
Probably
ever
comforting.
decide
Thank you, Brandon.
if you ever decide you want to share your name with me, I'm up to it.
Cool. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Gonna find you, light bulb.
I think I'd be okay if he found me.
Secretly, she wants to be found. Just like
I
we all
think
do.
it does.
That's so romantic.
Yeah, I didn't mean Facebook found. I meant like a romantic kind of found.
And I say romantic in the general sense.
Like existentially romantic
Yeah.
or something.
Like romanticism.
Yeah.
Like romance. Like
Like
romance.
the
Like
traditional romance
like rom-
story of the gay boy and the straight school teacher.
Well, light bulb, if you will accept my love,
I just was really enjoying how all the INTPs were clarifying romanticism and then Spacey.
We were also clarifying empathy and sympathy, which I think I got correct.
This is what the inside of your brains is like. It sounds.
I have a
looks
question for INTPs.
Tedious.
Go for it.
And just indulge me, even if it's a crap question. Like, you can tell me it's crap.
I love
So,
people.
your first thing is TI, and your seventh thing is SE. Is it possible that you want to use your TI so well that there's no need for SE?
pretty much.
Like, everything is so
Yeah.
clear and logically consistent that you'd never have to, like, do anything?
Yeah, like
Nice.
basically in my mind, I should never have to convince anybody of anything because my arguments should stand on their merit alone.
But
But isn't it illogical to discount SE?
I mean, it's a lot of it is like, I feel like even if I've TI'd something like into the ground, I still don't feel like, I feel like I'm missing something for some reason, and even if I'm not, so I never actually SE because I feel ill prepared or ill equipped or something.
I agree with Spacey, although I am able to be persuaded to different points of view if given proper data.
So you don't agree with Spacey, you just think he's cute.
I guess, I don't know. Maybe I was just flirting with him. I don't know.
Yes.
Well, I can be convinced too. I just hate trying to convince others.
It's difficult
Yeah.
because they don't want to hear it.
Could you be convinced that maybe you're gay and you don't know it?
I don't think that's something you can convince somebody of.
I find most people are attention sexual, so it doesn't really matter what their sexual orientation is. If you give them enough attention.
Well, it depends on if whether or not you're able to have a romantic relationship with someone, or else you're sexually attracted to somebody. I'm sexually attracted to males, but I also am romantically attracted to males.
Mm-hmm.
I never differentiated those. I probably haven't TI'd it long enough.
You never had to. Why would you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, why? Yeah, why would you think about it? It's kind of.
Well, if I'm straight,
I consider
then
it.
shouldn't I be able to romantically be involved with a dude in the same capacity that you are with a woman?
I'm not.
Well, we had a drive to like try out being with women, and it didn't sexually work. But it maybe we convinced ourselves along the way that we were romantically attracted to women, and realized we were actually capable of doing so and feeling.
Okay, good answer.
Now that I think about it, you can be romantically involved with anyone, assuming that they treat you the proper way, but not sexually attracted to someone based on
Then what
in-
meaning does romance carry then?
what?
Then what meaning does romance carry if there's not some sort of a sexual component to it?
Mutual love, respect.
Are you romantic with your mom?
He's like, what?
Yeah, we fuck all the time.
See, now you're referring to a sexual component. So what could romance be if there is no sexual component to it?
I'm drunk, man. I was just fucking with you.
I'm just playing with TI. If we're going to TI things, let's do it.
No, I could never be romantically involved with my mother because she's my mother.
So
Okay,
like,
but
you know,
you understand the point I'm making, right?
Ask your question again.
All right. I have been romantically involved with one woman, one girl, and I forced myself to be sexually attracted to her by closing my eyes and thinking of a guy that I like. She hurt me really bad, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back to made me come out.
Well, I mean, that was more interesting than the answer to whatever question I was asking before I forgot it.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So how do you define romance if you can be romantically attracted to someone you're not physically attracted to? However, it does have a physical component because you could never imagine being romantically involved with your mom. It's not love and respect because I imagine you've got those to some degree for your mom.
There are different forms of love, man.
I understand, but one implies the
There's
sexual
love,
component.
and there's family love. There are different kinds of soulmates. You can have a sexual soulmate. You can have a friend soulmate. There are very many variables involved in love, and I don't understand all of them, and I'm not going to say that I do.
Okay, you're the one who said that that love or that romance doesn't have to be sexual. My understanding of romance has always had a sexual component to it.
Well, that's your deal.
no, what he's saying is that he can do you can do romantic activities with someone knowing it'll not lead to sex and still enjoy it as much as a romantic activity with
Yeah, but
someone.
there's still
You're not gonna like
sex
have a
is still
glass of
related
wine.
to
Like,
it. Like
no, not really. You're not gonna have a glass of wine or a bottle of wine with your mom and slow dance
Let me
around
explain
like
it
a
this way.
living room.
Let me explain it
It's
this
fucking
way.
weird.
I could have a romantic relationship with a guy that I'm not sexually attracted to. It doesn't mean I want to have sex with them because I'm not sexually attracted to him, but I may love him